Okay, stream begin. Hello, people of the future. Doing another chill painting stream. Probably won't be talking much because, as you can probably see up here in this corner, I have 0 viewers. I am famous. But yeah, this is what I'm working on. The next episode of my Horn Map painting series. We are up to Fiery Path, Fiery Tunnel. What's it called? It's one of those, Fiery Path. Yeah, which looks like this. And so that has become this. For the next episodes, I want to try and push storytelling a lot more. So that's the focus with this one, putting more emphasis on storytelling rather than just recreating the map. I'll go through the layers of it real quick. This was like a little sketchbook thumbnail I did for it. Here's a bunch more thumbnails, digital thumbnails. And then that's the one I wanted to work with. Did a sketch layer over the top. Background colors underneath it. Overpaint 1, overpaint 2. I've also got these ones planned out for the next episode. These are a bunch of thumbnails, and that's the same thing. Alright, cool. All up to date, time to paint. What up, Red? How's things? Uh-oh, my chat window disappeared. Might need to pop it out instead. Okay, no, it should be fine. Still training to paint like Alex Ross. Very nice. Was that the, he was a comics guy, right? I remember we spoke about this in, I think it was my last stream. Is he the DC guy? Yeah, nice, nice. Do you want your lava to have light? The plan is, towards the end of the painting, I'm going to go over with like an airbrush and cheat my way into giving it glow, because digital painting's hard, I'm still new to it, so I'm going to cheat and use an airbrush rather than figure out how to do it with a round brush from the beginning. I'll try and do a little bit of it with just my good old round brush as I go, but, you know, baby steps. You gotta learn small pieces at a time. That is the idea though. It'll give off a nice red glow to the rest of the cavern. What are you working on? Are you painting? Actually, I assume you do draw and paint quite a bit, right? Is that what you're doing, like, while stream is on in the background? Ooh, you know what, actually? I should be able to pop out the stream overlay now. Does this work? I don't know if that'll work. That might not work. Oh, I'll keep an eye on it. Oh, you're making a comic. Nice. What's the premise of your comic? And is it visible online anywhere? Where can I find it? You know it, James. Absolutely. I got my 2 regulars in chat. Oh my god, I'm so blessed. What are you up to tonight, James? Have you done more work on your little project you were telling me about the other day? Okay, this chat overlay window isn't working. I'll have to come back to that later. Get it out of my way. I wonder if I can pop it out from Chrome and keep it on top. It doesn't look like it. Oh. More game dev stuff. Nice. It's about a superhero named Shadow that is trying to solve a murder in the world of anthropomorphic creatures and monsters and angels and demons. That sounds sick. Do you post it online anywhere? Or is this just something you're making for yourself? Why'd you plus me in Discord? Oh, you sent me a thing. Oh, whoa, that stuff looks sick. What's this thing in the middle? Also, can I show it on stream so that it makes sense for the many thousands of people for the future that are gonna come back and watch this for sure? Or do you want to keep it secret? Totally up to you. Alright, cool. So for reference, my buddy just sent me this. This is for a little project he's working on, a little video game project that he's putting together. Shadow is like Batman, but more Assassin's Creed-like, but with a grapple hook on the gauntlet. I'm holding a script, I didn't draw him yet. Nice, very cool. Yeah, something I'm learning is that for trying to work more storytelling into these paintings, it's actually probably a good idea to start with scripting and like thumbnailing before jumping into a painting, which like sounds kind of obvious, but before I would thumbnail stuff without like putting much thought into the storytelling, I'd just sit down and start doodling the area that I was trying to draw. But for the next few, I actually sat down and wrote out and like scribbled more of a concrete plan for it. So starting with a script is a good idea. I give that a big thumbs up. Thank you, Red. It's funny, it's actually not the direction that I plan to go with it. Like it's not how I visualize things in my head with all the characters being all like cute, cartoony. Like one of my favorite digital artists is Cynics, if you know who he is. And his stuff isn't like that at all. It's far more like, not realistic, it's still like super warped from reality, but it's like closer to realism, less like cutesy, cartoony anime sort of stuff. He draws plenty of that as well, but most of his stuff is more realistic. And that's kind of the goal. That's the direction I want to move in, but it's just not what I default to. Which is fine. This stuff's fun too. But yeah, that's the direction I aim to move in over time. But I like drawing more cutesy stuff as well, so being able to mix them together is fun. Like, I really like Kim Jung-gi's stuff, and one of the reasons for that is that he has a really wide range of stuff that he draws, like stylistically, but it all feels super cohesive. Like he can draw kind of like an Akira Toriyama styled character right next to a realistic, like way more realism sort of style, and it feels like those two characters belong in the same world together. So being able to do that sort of thing I think is really cool. I think it evolves pretty naturally over time, just as you create more stuff as well. You can develop like very different styles that would clash with each other if you wanted to do that deliberately, but I think for most artists, like if you start to draw in a more realistic way, then it'll kind of like seamlessly morph with your more cartoony stuff anyway. And you don't need to put too much thought into like trying to make the art styles work together. Like they probably just will work together naturally. Oh, the middle one's solar panels. I see. I assume the solar panels are for generating electricity, right? What function does electricity serve in your game? True. I love me a good grilled cheese. More messages. Oh my god. Here's the plan for the game. Don't show this one on stream though. Oh, alright. Secret, secret. Oh my god, that's a lot of notes. Okay, I'm gonna have to look through this properly once I'm not streaming, because I'll want to actually go through and read all that. So when I end stream, I'll open it up on my phone and take a proper look at it. Do you ever think about making a comic? Kind of. Making a comic sounds kind of fun. I guess that's kind of what I'm doing with these horn map ones, like the next few. It's not really like a comic with panels, but there's gonna be a lot more story across these few. So it kind of scratches that same itch for me. Like, I don't really feel the need to make a comic that I print out and it's like got, you know, proper panels and is all official and everything, but I do like working more storytelling in. I do really want to make an art book at some point though. Like, I'd love to down the line be able to release an art book and have that be like actually on the shelf out in bookstores. That would be the coolest thing ever, to be able to see an art book that I'd made out in a bookstore in the real world. That'd be so cool. And yeah, if I make an art book, I'd probably have like comic panels in there just of stuff that I've made. That would be fun. That would be a dream. Talk all like a rat guarding a pantry. Yeah, absolutely. And big rat teeth. Give him a piece of cheese too. Hey, what up, Oxygen? Fancy seeing you here. I've gotten comments on the last couple streams I've done. I think all from the same guy, but I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. But he says that he wants to see them live, but because of the time zone difference, he isn't able to. So I feel kind of bad because this is the most convenient time for me to stream. Because it's like the end of the day, I can stay up as late as I want, and it's nighttime, so there's no noise around, nothing to make for annoying background noise or anything. But it's also probably the worst time of day to stream for most of the audience that I've built, because I think most of my audience is from America, which means that, it's like early morning over there at the moment. It's like 9 or 6 a.m. depending on which side of the country you're on. So that's a little rough. I'm not sure what the time zones are like in Europe though. I guess like America's... actually, that's not the direct opposite side, is it? I think directly opposite us is just ocean, right? So Europe is probably like halfway, so it's probably about midday through most of Europe. I'm guessing, maybe? $9:16 Washington, 2:16 in the UK. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, Oxygen. I remember seeing, I think you had a community post a little while back where you were saying you were going to start uploading more videos, potentially. Have you uploaded anything, or do you have plans to? This was a while back. I haven't checked your channel since then, so I don't know if you've posted anything yet. This corner's just getting messy now. You do have plans, but you're a master procrastinator. Well, no rush. I will wait as long as I need to. I look forward to seeing you post things. Oops. Yeah, no, Poliwell definitely isn't having a good time. So, okay, I'll give the quick rundown of what the next episode's gonna be. One sec. Okay, so my very brief rundown on the plot for the next episode is, because I want to push more storytelling this time around, right? So, this time the idea is, after leaving Fall Arbor Town, a Claydol comes wandering out of the desert, and for whatever reason has a grudge against me and is chasing me down, and so it chases me into Fiery Pass, and the only way to get away from it is to continue moving forward through Fiery Pass. And so that's what happens. So Claydol is over here at the entrance, I guess unable to get in through the entrance, like it's too big to fit through the opening or something. So that's what this painting is. That's the plot for this one. And then in the next one, coming out the other side of it, there's like a bunch of Pokemon with like kind of it gives me a mystery dungeon vibe is sort of the idea I'm going for. But we'll see how I end up doing that. But anyway, I get captured by a Claydol, not a Claydol, a Cacturn. And then up the back here, Poliwell is being, not that it's clear at all from this thumbnail, but Poliwell is being stomped on by, by a Torkoal. And then Claydol is about to like hyper beam me and kill me or whatever. And then after this scene, Carrot is going to come in and save the day. And then the painting after this is going to be like me and Carrot like escaping from the evil Pokemon in the night in the secret base area that's just north of Route 112. It's like just over in this direction over here. There's a little secret base tree. It's the first one that you can get to in the game. And between each of these paintings, there's going to be more of those like storytime animation things that I do at the start of the videos. So yeah, that's the gist of it here. So Polywell ain't happy, but he's out to keep me safe. Yeah, he's got it rough. Poor boy. You're so right, James. You are so right. You might be the smartest person I know for figuring that one out, actually. I can't believe they didn't realize that. But yeah, I love the story you're going with. Yeah, thanks. I really want to work more storytelling into them because it's something that I'm not very good at when I'm making art, but good storytelling makes a painting way more interesting to look at. And especially doing like a long series of paintings like this, it feels a bit like if there isn't a story tying them all together, it's a missed opportunity. Yeah, part of the change as well is I want to change the title thumbnail format as well, right? Because I've been doing the same thing for every episode so far. I want to try mixing it up a bit. And so these are a bunch of different ideas that I've got at the moment for future episodes. And for this one, I'm thinking this is the thumbnail I'm going to go with. Not this is a draft of it. It's just like the idea scribbled down. And then on a homepage, it would look something like this. And so it would be titled like, I survived 50 hours in the Hoenn Wilderness, or like hunted down in Pokemon Emerald. The tricky part is like, if I stray too much from the format I've already got, like, how do I put this? It's gonna be hard to have it still looking like it's a video about painting, right? So my trick for this at the moment is just put a paintbrush in every thumbnail and hope that that's enough. There's a paintbrush here that I haven't painted in yet, but that's the idea at the moment. We'll see how well it pays off. It might end up being that like it drives click-through rate up because it's a way more interesting thumbnail to look at, but then engagement way down when people realize that, oh wait a minute, this isn't gameplay, I thought it was gameplay. So trying to like highlight the paintbrush. I can probably still find a way to work painting into the title, but yeah, that's the train of thought at the moment. Trying to move more in that direction, mix things up a bit, get more variety. No, you're not invisible. We can read you loud and clear, Red. Oh, true. It would come from Polypog. I only know that term because of Pikmin. Oh, does the text on screen not show? No, it looks like you're on there. I got no idea what you mean. Never played a Pikmin game, only seen Olimar because of Smash Brothers. Honestly, I think I probably found Pikmin through Smash Brothers. But if you like puzzle games, then I would recommend it. It's really fun. I think they just re-released the first and second game for the Switch, but like an HD remaster. I really want to get it actually, because I've played the original a lot. It's one of my favorite puzzle games. See you, James. Catch you later. Chat again soon. Yeah, the playlist is just some like YouTube mix that I found online. It was like, what was it called? I think it was like Nintendo. Actually, let me just check. I have it open. It was called Awesome Nintendo Music, but it's 2008. So a good chunk of it probably does just come from Smash. I've got to figure out a way that I can have chat overlaid on top of my painting screen. It's way too distracting having it off to the side. That will be a problem for future me to deal with though, I guess. Now is painting time. Hey, what up, Jerry? You made it to this one. I was a little worried that you'd never be able to make a stream, because I've seen your comments on the last couple live streams that I've done, but I don't know, this is just the most convenient time for me to stream. It's when it's, because over here it's nighttime for me. It's almost 11:30, actually, exactly 11:30. My go-to sleep alarm just went off. Yeah, and at nighttime it's just quieter. It's way more convenient to stream. But I think a good chunk of my audience comes from the US, which means that the best time for me to stream is a little inconvenient for other people because it's very early morning there, I'm pretty sure. What's your inspiration when you were drawing as a kid? I didn't draw as a kid. Or I did a little bit, but like as much as any kid does, really. I didn't start drawing really until I was 19. Yeah, 19. It was 2017 and I was born in 98. So yeah, 19. And when I got into it, first of all, I was just like, wow, that's cool. I wish I could do that. I want to be able to make cool things and work on cool projects. But a good chunk of it as well was also like, I was 19 and working crappy jobs that I didn't like. And I really liked the work of a lot of artists that I followed online. And seeing what they were doing, it was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I wish I could do that. And also getting to see what they were doing as a career, like I would look at that and just be like, man, that looks like so freeing. You don't have to work for other people if you don't want to. You get to basically get paid to make the things that you want to make as long as there's an audience that's interested in supporting you to keep doing that. So a good chunk of the reason why I really got into art was because of that freedom. Like for me, art is like freedom from having to do what other people tell me to do, basically. I get to sit around all day making the stuff that I want to make and slowly over time build a career that is just more of that, me getting to do what I want to do all the time. But it takes a huge amount of work to get to that point where it's enough to live off of. So I'm gonna get there. Guaranteed I'm gonna get there. Well, I guess not guaranteed, but I'm gonna work real hard at it. I'm gonna make sure it happens. But yeah, that's my inspiration to draw, I guess. It's that it's cool and it means more freedom. Having problems with chat, so I might not talk too much. All good, all is forgiven. There is no obligation for you to chat. It is cool to see that you made it to a stream though. What's your career path, Jerry? What are you doing? It sounds like it's not art from the way you phrased it. So I'd take a guess at like game dev or something maybe? Ooh, computer science. Pretty close. Oops. Not everyone can be a master of something. I think everyone can be, but not everyone wants to be. I think that like, it's one thing to like think something sounds nice, and it's another thing to actually enjoy doing something enough to want to like to really want to master it. And a lot of people feel like they should want to pursue something big like that, like to pursue mastery of a skill, but like that's actually not, that doesn't really align with what they enjoy doing with their lives. Like I think anyone is capable of pursuing a skill to the point of mastery. I think that we all have the same like basic fundamentals in our brain for how learning works, right? But like some people just don't want to put that time in to develop a skill to that point. It's just not what they enjoy doing. and that's totally fine too. I think it is a great use of time to be an amateur at things. As long as you're having fun doing it, that's really the only thing that matters, right? Yeah, thank you. It's slowly coming along. I'm way slower when I'm streaming because there's more things to distract me, but it's also a lot more fun than just sitting here with a YouTube video on for background noise or something. There was a really bad delay before when I was humming. Like the music was delayed off of my microphone audio. I don't know if it's still doing that, but that's gonna be really annoying if I don't fix it. Because if I'm sitting here humming like right through like a multiple hours long stream and it's always got this slight delay to it, it's gonna be so irritating to listen to. If it's still doing that, let me know, but if it isn't, then good, I don't have to go and fix it. Do you two like reading? Kind of. I used to read a lot as a kid. And by as a kid, I mean like up until I was about 20-ish, I would read quite a lot. But when I got into art, I kind of stopped reading. Yeah, I just became less interested in words and more interested in pictures, I guess. So I started reading more manga or like watching more anime, more cartoons, stuff like that. So yeah, I kind of fell out of reading and I don't super enjoy it anymore. But it's the sort of thing that I could definitely get back into. Actually, I'm reading Dune at the moment. I'm really enjoying that. So I guess I do still like reading, just not as much as other stuff. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Dune. Have you read Dune? Actually, I guess I do still read a decent bit. It's just, I used to read a lot more fantasy stuff. Like I grew up reading Del Toro Quest, Harry Potter, Narnia, stuff like that. But now when I read, it's usually more like stuff about how learning works, like the art of learning, the talent code, the War of Art, what's the other one I really like? The Inner Game of Tennis. I really like all of those books. The War of, not so much The War of Art. That one's just like, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. But the others are all really, really good books on learning. Yeah. So I guess I do still like reading. I just don't do it as often as I used to. Internet books and adjacents. What do you mean by internet books? Stuff like from fanfiction websites, or is there like a different side to internet books that I'm not aware of? I guess there would be whole like online writing communities like outside of fanfiction websites. I've just never looked into it before. Yeah, cool. I used to read a lot of webcomics actually back in like 2017, 18. But it was all on, I think Tapastic was where I read all of that stuff. But I don't know, at some point I just got bored of using it. I probably just found other social media sites, like I probably installed Twitter or something and I had a way bigger pool of artists to look through. But every now and then I think about the artists I used to follow over there, and I wonder what they're up to these days. I should see if I can dig them up. They probably post to other places. I really like fanfiction because it's unmoderated. The author doesn't have an editor hovering over their shoulder, so they can write whatever they want. It feels a lot more genuine. Yeah, totally. That's like, I don't read much fanfiction, but that's kind of the same reason I'm so drawn to YouTube, right? It's like complete creative control over whatever you're making, and the creators that you follow having creative control. Like, the only time you have to give that up is, I guess, if you want to work with a sponsor, maybe you give some of that up. But even then, you're choosing to work with the sponsor, so, like, that's, like, a lack of creative control that you're choosing to take on, I guess. Whereas if you work for someone else, or if you have other people to answer to, like an editor, you don't really get to pick what the end result of your work is going to look like in whole. Like, someone else has say over what you are and aren't allowed to do. Which can be good for creativity. Like, I think to make good creative work, having restraints and like some guardrails up can really help, but when it's overbearing and like controlling, it can really get in the way and completely ruin what would have been a great project otherwise. So yeah, one of the better things to come out of the internet is people being able to make their own creative things and share it with the world. Big fan. Good job, internet. Monotone Blue. I've heard of that, but I haven't read it. I think I've heard of it. It sounds... Oh, maybe I'm thinking of, Blue Period? I'm not sure. Maybe I've heard of both of them. Clearly not well enough to have any idea what I'm talking about, though. STG, new sub here. Your art looks so good. Wow, thank you. This is crazy. So many people in chat today. Welcome to the club. How'd you find my channel, by the way? Was it from one of the Horn Map videos? Probably the Kim Jong-gi one, I would guess, because that's my most viewed one. Where did you come from? Do tell. This coughing's getting way too creepy up the front here. The longer it lingers around, the more repulsed I am having a look at it. I'm gonna have to start chipping away at it soon. Cover it up with more paint, make it look nicer. Pokemon Emerald one. Oh, sweet. Yeah, it's funny. The Pokemon Emerald painting ones that I've been doing, like when I started doing them, I was convinced that those would be the videos I make that would pull the most views. And it's fine that they're not. I don't really mind. Ultimately, I need them to pull views so that I can make money and have a job as an artist, right? But in the short term, doesn't really bug me. It's just been surprising that they're actually kind of like some of the lower performing videos, which is weird too, because they're the ones that take the most time. And the Kim Jong-gi one, I didn't think was going to do anywhere near that well. I was doing it as like a, just like an editing practice thing. And then I posted it, and now it's got like almost 70,000 views, which is wild. Absolutely crazy. But I learned a lot from it, so the direction I'm taking the next Horn Map ones in might shift the scales a little bit. I hope. And if it doesn't, I'll just keep messing with it until it does. Yeah, I guess I just assumed that Kim Jong-gi is like kind of an artist's artist. Like people that aren't artists obviously can still like his work, but a huge chunk of his fans would probably be artists themselves. So I guess my thinking was that the potential for that video to pull views would be lower, whereas like these Pokemon, like the Hoenn region painting ones, anyone that's a Pokemon fan could take an interest in it, so that pool would be bigger. I don't know, who knows? Oh, you went and watched it with the stream open. Nice. Well, now you're up to date. Yeah, the thing with how YouTube works, I think, is that, like, let's say I post a video and it performs reasonably well among my audience, but not so well with like newer audiences. I think it doesn't get shown to new people as much, but it'll still be shown to okay, hang on, let me step back for a second. So the way the algorithm seems to work is when a when a user opens the app, it shows them a bunch of videos that they're most likely to engage with and enjoy the most, right? So when I post a video, day one, it might get like 1,000 impressions, and that of those 1,000, probably the bulk of them are to my own subscribers. But if I've got like 2,500 subscribers and day one of that, like of my viewer base, it's being shown to about 500-600 people, and it performs like maybe really well, maybe not so well, then that is going to determine a little bit who that video is going to be shown to going forward. So then on day two, if the video didn't perform very well on day one, it's probably not going to be shown to all of your audience on the homepage. So for people to find it, they either have to go to your channel or to the subscription feed, which is fine. That's like, it makes sense that it works that way. But I think it's also pretty easy for smaller channels to, I don't know, like to not be forgotten about, but like for it to be harder for people to find your stuff, even if they're interested, just because your videos aren't being given the same number of chances potentially to be shown to like your audience, I suppose. Whereas like if you're a bigger channel, it's a safer bet for your stuff to be shown to more people, so there's a higher chance that the people that like your stuff and watch it start to finish are gonna be shown it anyway. Yeah, it's interesting. Unfortunately busy with college drawing homework. Oh, do you like go to art school or something? American college, like, it confuses me. I don't really understand what the college equivalent is here. Cause like, maybe you can just explain it to me. Like, what is college in America? Like, I assume you go through high school, which is like from ages 12 to 18 roughly, right? And then college, I think, comes after that. But then like you also have university over in America. So what is college? It's like, to me, it seems like it's this weird in-between where like you're not at university, but you're out of high school. So it's like a weird in-between school thing. But I don't think that is actually how it works. It's just how it seems, like it's how it sounds, but that can't be how it works, right? Because here you just go from high school to university, if you want to go to university, or you go to like TAFE or something. Like college here is more like, we have community colleges, or we have like schools that are called a college, but really it's just like the final 2 years of high school. Oh, you're not American. Well, never mind then. Oh, you're Filipino. Nice. I have a couple buddies from the Philippines. It's actually really close by too. I'd love to go visit there one day. Flights there must be really cheap because it's really close. I should bump that up on my to travel to list. I mean, for me, the YouTube algorithm promoted my one low effort video like crazy, so I don't know what specific metrics are needed to promote it. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, like, the amount of effort doesn't correlate with, like, how interesting a video is to people necessarily. Like, the video that you posted is, like, it's really good. Like, I don't know how to put it into words, but it's like, it's got a really good vibe to it. It's very cozy, and I think that whenever people stumble across it, they click on it, and it's like, it's really long, first of all, so anyone that watches a good chunk of it, the algorithm sees that and goes, oh, this video people are watching a lot of, let's show it to more people. But also, like, people keep coming to it and leaving nice comments, because it's like an internet checkpoint video, right? So like, you see that, and then you see other videos similar to it in the future, and then you go on to watch those ones as well. I need to get better at multitasking. Reading messages and painting at the same time is too much for my tiny little pea brain. I remember seeing this when you first started the project, and YouTube finally brought me back here. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you. Yeah, it's wild seeing how many people like saw an early episode and then like didn't get shown it again for a while, and then coming back in more recently. It's cool though. It's also kind of fun, like, when I follow a creator who's working on a project and then I don't see their project for a while and they post another video like 6 months later, like if it's part 2 or if it's like part 7 and I just didn't see the in-between ones, it's nice then being able to go back and play catch up, see all of that progress in one chunk. Yeah, it is a very chill vibe. This is a good playlist for that too, because it starts off more energetic, but then it gets more chill over time. No delay with your mic and the music. Okay, that's good. Yeah, there was a pretty bad delay earlier, and I was not looking forward to having to troubleshoot that. But if it's gone now, that's a good thing. Because if I'm sitting here humming away and then it's like a couple seconds delayed, that would be pretty annoying to listen to. Catch you later, Oxygen. Nice to see you. Nice to hear from you. good to go out and get some exercise. I probably won't stream too much longer. It is getting late here. It's after midnight now. But yeah, have fun with your walk. Sick. Catch you later. Whoa. Feels a little flat. This is a problem I have with most of the paintings that I do. They end up feeling pretty flat, like they lack a bit of depth. I think it's because of like the values are pretty like samey from front to back. Maybe if I had more variation, like, and separated it out more, so like this front area was lighter, and then if this midsection was darker, that might help it feel more, I don't know, like more readable, more depth. I might do pass over at the end to try and fix that. Oh, is that what this song is? This is just some random, like, YouTube playlist that I found. Like a YouTube video that has a bunch of music smushed into one video. I just downloaded it to use on stream. But, yeah, I really like all the music in it, but I don't know most of the songs. Actually, I probably know most of them, but every now and then one will come up like this that I know the tune of, but I haven't got a clue where it's from. Hee. So you said you're an artist too, right? STG. Do you post your stuff online anywhere? Like, do you have an Instagram page or something where I can go look at your stuff? Yeah, don't worry about your spelling. I am atrocious at typing. Like, if I'm writing a script or something that requires me to spell properly, then I'm fine. But if I'm, like, texting someone, or if like I'm playing a video game and typing in chat, all of my typing skills go out the window. The priority becomes speed and quick communication. Accuracy is not important. I post a lot of my stuff on Twitter. I rarely draw backgrounds because I use them for a mod of a game. Oh, cool. Can you post your Twitter handle in the chat so I can look it up later? No obligation, obviously, you don't have to, but I like finding new artists. Big yawn. Kinda shy. Yeah, honestly, same. I'm trying to get better about it. Like, when I go outside with my sketchbook, because I want to be going outside more to draw out in public. Partially because it's a really good way to meet new people. If you're sitting outside making art, people will like walk over and crane their neck to look at what you're doing, which makes it a really easy way to start a conversation, because as soon as someone's like trying to look at what you're doing, it's like, it makes for a really easy opening for a conversation, right? But I'm also super shy with showing my art off and drawing in public. It's like immediately super uncomfortable. As soon as I get my sketchbook out, it's like, I want to draw, but oh, there's so many people around. And I know that they're probably not looking, and they definitely don't care as much as I do, but it still makes you feel like really, yeah. Rip. The life of an artist, I guess. Ooh, okay, Twitter handle. Let me look you up now. Man, I haven't been on Twitter in ages. Oh, this is cool. I like the colors used. They're like very bright, super vibrant. Oh my god, an Among Us comic. What is this, 2020? Oh my god, that's so much Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, back to painting. I'll look properly later. The Hoenn region is notably distinguished by its tropical-like environment, setting it apart from other regions. Unlike Sinnoh and several other regions, Hoenn lacks a traditional mountain range. I guess that's kinda true. It's got Mount Chimney, and the whole like back, like northwestern side of the region, I've always imagined as being super mountainous. But even then, it's not like a big mountain range, it's just like higher elevated above the rest of the region. So I guess that is true. Volcano, jungle, beach, desert, numerous others, making it a region of remarkable ecological variety. Interesting fact, right? Absolutely interesting fact. Yeah, I love the Hoenn region. It's got huge variety, but also it's all, like, it feels super interconnected. Like, no matter where you are, it connects back around to somewhere else you've been or are going to go. It's really nice. Like, a lot of the other regions feel much more like a straight line. Like, you kind of just go from point A to B, and then once you're done with point B, you probably aren't going back to point A. But in the Hoenn region, like, you go to Morville City, and from Morville you can branch off to Verdanturf Town, and from Verdanturf Town you can walk back around to Rustborough through Rusturf Tunnel, and then, like, once you're done in Verdanturf, you have to go back through Morville to go up north to Mount Chimney, but also to get across to the whole other side of the region. Anyway, I really like the Hoenn region. It's, I think, probably my favorite designed region in the series. It's the one that most feels like a real place that you could see people actually living in, like a real world country. At least to me. I love the other regions too, but they feel much more video gamey, I think, whereas the Hoenn region feels more alive. I feel like I might be overdoing it with the hatching. Just a little. It's just such an easy way to layer colors over top of each other. Blending who? I basically only played Gen 3. Fire Red was the first Pokemon... Hang on, that's blocked out by the little heart icon. Get out of there. Alright, well, I just can't read that word. Was the first Pokemon thing I played, and I don't remember if it was that or Emerald I finished first. Yeah, I started with the Gen 1 games when I was... Yeah, for my 5th birthday, my parents got me a Game Boy Advance and a copy of Pokemon Yellow and Finding Nemo, the Game Boy Advance game. So I started with the originals and slowly worked my way up through the whole series, just over the years when new games came out and for birthdays and whatever, I'd get the next game in the series. And I think Gen 3 through... I'd say through till X and Y, I think, were like peak Pokemon for me. Gen 1 and 2 are a lot of fun as well, but like they're also super dodgy games. They're pretty tough to go back and replay just for fun. I think you kinda need to play them out of nostalgia a little bit. Because even if you really like dodgy old Game Boy games, that probably comes from nostalgia. At least to some degree. But yeah, Gen 3, 4, 5, and X and Y, I think are all really solid games. X and Y, like, they're kind of ugly a little bit. I don't think the transition to 3D went super well. But in X and Y, it's more forgivable for me because it was the first time that they tried doing it. It's less forgivable the further we go after that, though. The newer games make me pretty sad. But X and Y were a lot of fun. The region still has a really good feel to it, like the level design's all really strong. The new Pokemon are a lot of fun as well. Mega Evolution was so cool. I never got a Pokemon game. When I first learned about Pokemon, I really wanted to play it, so I asked my parents for some console I can play Pokemon in, and they got me an Xbox 360. God damn, that is rough. I mean, today you could probably play Pokemon on the Xbox 360, you could probably mod it. But back when that came out, ouch. Alright, what time is it? 12:18, I should probably wrap up. Or I'm gonna be up all night. Alright, OBS. Get that recording done. Move it into my footage folder. Fiery Path Part 4. Oopsie. Hopefully that didn't explode everyone's ears. I just bumped my mic really hard. Alright, let's take a look at the time lapse real quick. Make that bigger. Yeah, cool. Let's go for the 30-second one. Here we go, time-lapse time, baby. One of the really nice things about making all this art for videos is the getting to watch the time lapses afterwards. It's like when you spend hours working on one painting, it's really easy to get used to it, and like you're just stuck staring at the same thing for so long, right, that you get used to how every little piece of it looks, and it's hard to see it from like an outsider's point of view to get a more objective look at the thing. But when I'm able to look back at the time lapse and see the whole thing flying past really quick, it's a good approximation of that, I guess. It's like it helps me to step back away from it and see it as if someone else drew it. Because like while you're working on something, right, it's really easy to be like, you know, oh, I did this pillar and man, these shapes are like really dodgy, and if I zoom in, then like you can see all the brush strokes and how they kind of don't really work, and it's like the form of that pillar is really dodgy and the colors are kind of murky and wah. But like, no one else looks at that, right? At least very few people are going to look at it and care about that, because when other people are looking at it, they're looking at the big picture stuff. They're looking at the storytelling, the general composition of the scene, and just like how well the thing reads, and just if it's fun or not to look at. So yeah, being able to look at the time lapses afterwards, it's a good way to like kind of reset and see it with fresh eyes, that like, oh yeah, that thing that you've been staring at, like there's one section of the painting you've been staring at for the last half an hour, that actually isn't the whole painting, and no one else is going to nitpick that section as much as you are. And the painting overall, if you step back from it, is actually looking kind of cool. Alright, let me catch up on chat before I wrap up stream. What's everyone saying? Do you have a favorite animal, any of you? I love axolotls. Those are probably my favorite animal. Axolotls are really cool. It makes me sad that they're like basically extinct outside of like being kept as pets by people though. Because I don't know the details of it. I think there was like one river basically in Mexico that they were indigenous to, is that the word? And that river's like mega polluted now, so they're basically all just dying off. There's very few left alive. So that's sad, but axolotls are sick. They're very cool, I like those. Pegasus is also cool, that is a good choice of animal. Who do you think is the strongest gym leader? For me, the biggest challenge was always Broly. I struggled hardcore to fight Broly when I was a kid. Now that I'm older, probably Tate and Liza, I would say. Because I think that when you get to their gym, if you're training a full team, that's the biggest jump in levels from the previous gym. And their team's actually got like a pretty solid synergy to it, so it actually takes a little bit of strategy to take them down. Like, if you're playing as an adult, it's not like it's a real challenge. Pokemon games aren't particularly hard when you're older, but yeah, I think they're probably the hardest still. They're probably the strongest in my mind. I wish I had as good of a childhood like everyone else with Game Boys, Wii's, 3DS. Must be so much fun. Makes me feel like I missed a bunch of the generation of nostalgic games. Did you not have consoles at all, or is it just that generation of consoles that you had? It's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because I think that that generation of games is really, really good. I also like the current generation of games. I love my Switch. But at the same time, because I had video games, it was really easy for me to not have to go and make friends. And also because I had video games, I didn't turn to like making music or doing art until I was way, way, way older. Like, I didn't get into art and music until I was 19, whereas if I didn't have video games, I probably would have picked that stuff up earlier on. So I grew up like pretty lonely and spending most of my time just like doing brain rot stuff, like playing Minecraft and watching YouTube all day, which I really enjoy doing, but it's not very good for your brain if that's all you're doing all day, every day. So, you know, double-edged sword. PM7 actually made a video about that from any region he chose. Oh, true. Yeah, I remember that video. Alright, Jerry's gone, I think. Goodbye, Jerry, if you're still here. I'm ending stream anyway, so I'll catch you later. See you sometime again soon. Oh, maybe you're still here. Friendly ghost. Hang on. Chat is glitching. Okay, there we go. Friendly ghost. Yeah, that's a new name in chat. I thought that was a new name. I don't know how long you've been here, but I'm wrapping up stream, so hello, nice to see you, and also goodbye. The only consoles I've ever actually owned were a Game Boy SP and a Switch. Yeah, I love my Game Boy SP. It's really, really good. I think it's the perfect Game Boy, basically. It's like, it's nice and portable, you can charge it, you don't need to stick batteries in, it's got that backlit screen, which is really nice. Yeah, anyway, I'm dragging on the ending of this stream way, way, way too long. So it's time to actually wrap up and for me to go to bed. So thank you everyone for coming around. I will stream again sometime soon, probably. Bye bye, catch you later.